Hi YouTube, I'm TheAverageBeau, and today we're taking a look at the special edition Versa 2 from Fitbit. I've had a number of Fitbit fitness watches throughout my career with fitness watches. That can't be right. Throughout my involvement in having fitness watches, whatever the term for that might actually be. I originally had the Charge and the Charge 2, and then I wanted something smaller so I could actually sleep in it and hopefully use it as an alarm with the vibrations from it. So I had the Ultra HR, which had a solid vibration motor in it, but the actual touchscreen was a little laggy. So within the last year, I upgraded to this Inspire HR, which a lot more responsive. It comes on whenever I click it, and the only problem with it is that the vibration motor is super soft. It won't wake you up. Don't even try it. The main difference between the original Charges that I had and these smaller ones, the Charges would count the floors that I would climb up, which I thought was kind of cool, but not necessarily necessary. And then they were just giant. They would like stick up like that, and I would hit them on stuff all the time. You can't sleep on them because it's either in your face or whatnot. It's all over the place, right? I'm sure that was really weird. But with these, I mean, I like to count my steps. I try to get to 3,000 calories a day, at least 10,000 steps, if not way more normally. But I'm looking for something a little bit more useful, and that has, in this case, a much better vibration motor in it to help get me up in the morning without having to set 1,000 alarms, right? So with that being said, ideally, I would like to have integrated with Google. I've gotten more home minis and stuff like that in my house recently for free from Google, actually, from having like YouTube Red and Spotify and such. So that's been fun, and I have a Google Pixel 4, as you may have seen on the channel before. Still have it, still fantastic phone. But I've been trying to more integrate with Google, but unfortunately Google themselves do not make a Google Fitness or smartwatch. I really wish they do and hope that they do in the future. There are a number of watches that some of my friends and I have looked at and talked about that are great watches. They're watches. They're not really sleep capable. They're just way too bulky. A lot of features, too much bulk. Even the Samsung watch, I think, is a nice watch. The Actives and the Active 2s, they're solid looking watches, but the battery life is terrible. You get like 2 days, and then they're loaded down with Samsung stuff. If I could switch all of the Samsung stuff to Google, that'd be great. Samsung has gone the way of Apple and taken an operating system. Well, not so much in Apple's case. Samsung has gone the way of taking an operating system and putting their stuff on it. It's essentially bloatware like on Windows for me. So I try to avoid that. They make solid phones, but I don't want to use their apps. Google is perfectly fine. I'm already integrated and everything else, so great. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is unbox this so I can get it on my arm. I went with the special edition one because I could not find a black one anywhere. They are completely sold out. So I figured, well, why not? I couldn't find much information about realistically the color and all that from it. So why not unbox it and get that information out there to anybody who is actually curious. The only difference between the special edition and the regular edition is the color choices, and I believe it comes with an extra band. We'll see what that really means once we get inside there. But otherwise, let's dive right on, right? Just anticlimactic, just trying to get that open. All right. Little tab. Helps if you don't pull on the thing you're trying to pull out. That looks pretty nice. Pretty sleek packaging. Not too bad. This is upside down and not sponsored, so that's great. Fantastic. This is a little bit pinker than I expected it to be, but that'll probably be okay. Let's see if it looks copper. Wear it around, see what happens. see if it looks a little off or not, but we'll find out. Maybe be a little bit more skin tone. You never know. So it'll probably be all right. But let's take a look here. So we've got essentially an instruction manual, basically for connecting the bands up top, and what bands it comes with. Well, band sizes and the charger. Other thing is proprietary chargers. This is gotta stop Fitbit. I understand that's probably where you make your money in breakable bands and chargers, but you're not Apple and you're actually selling watches. So sell watches. Stop this. And then looks like welcome to the Fitbit community. I'm already a member of all of this. I don't subscribe to the Fitbit stuff, but I have the app and I use it to track my food and stuff like that. So already well versed in it. And before we open this up, let's actually talk about this guy. So this is actually a 40 millimeter display. I think that's 1.5 inches. Solid size there. That actually looks quite nice. It's going to be pretty nice on my arm. I do like the feel of this band. I do like the feel of this band. I don't know if it's going to be easy to sleep in or not. I know that these are. I don't usually know that this, especially with the Inspire, that this is on my arm. The original Charge, the Charge 2, and the Ultra, I could definitely feel most of the time. The Ultra being easier because it was just thinner. This one, I didn't have any problems with. The Inspire's band, oddly smooth and easy to forget that it's there. This one feels a little bit more fabric-y. It almost has a seatbelt texture, actually. So we'll see how that goes. It is rated for 50 meters in water. I don't know if that fully means submersion. It almost has to, right? But that's 162 feet or something like that. It's 162, 168. It's got 5 days of battery. Another reason why I got it is because I'm looking to have something that I don't have to charge every night. And then it also uses Alexa for its voice commands, and I again would prefer Google, but I'm using my watch for those types of commands. And not my watch, I'm using my phone or my minis and the Home Hub whenever I get it for those type of commands. And I'm actually going to unbox a mini later. But anyway, so all kinds of stuff in here. Great watch as far as specs. It can have a lot of apps. I think it said it had 8 gigs of memory, if that's correct. Let me double check that. Correction, 4 gigs of memory, and supposedly only 2.5 of that are usable for music. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. That makes some sense because you have to have room for apps and operating system and such. It'd be nice if companies would stop, including the operating system in the available storage. But I digress. Back to the watch. This thing is going to be pretty cool. I'm super excited. I use Spotify all the time, so maybe I'll get to go run without my phone by taking this. But hopefully what I'm looking for is the ability to just wake me up a little better, have maybe some smarter technology in my life. I've never owned an actual smartwatch, so we'll see how this goes. I'm actually pretty excited. I love blue, so the band is super exciting. It is a little bit pinker than I would prefer. Maybe like a blue and purple would have been kind of cool, but it looks really nice, so it might not actually be too bad. We'll wear it and see what happens. And then let's take a look here. What do we got in here? So bands. What do we got? Oh, okay. So we've got the extendable version, so the large version of the actual watch. I believe the small one's on here, and so this would be the large one if I needed a longer one. I used to always buy the larger Fitbits. It's completely useless. I don't know of anybody who needs this. You have to have a pretty large arm. This fits me, the small one, and I even have like the first 4 dots going. I used to have the large one all the way wrapped around. I was like, this is ridiculous. I gotta stop doing this. But also comes with navy blue, so we get the additional ones here. Well, I guess just gonna break that. And if I wanted to have this actually feels almost identical to the Inspire one. It just is newer because I've had this for almost a year, I'd say. I kind of like these. Those might go on there. I'm not sure. I do like this though. That is pretty solid. It feels kind of nice. I'm gonna see how this goes first, and we'll go with that. All right. What else we got here? I imagine just the charger. Oh, that little box. All right. Ooh, that looks like it might be a pretty long cord there. Just kind of nice because the Inspire one's that long, basically. It's ridiculous. It has to hang next to the outlet, essentially. All right, so let's take a look here. Ooh, I don't like how they bent that. That's a little too sharp. Don't do that, Fitbit. That is bad. That's starting out a cable bad. All right. So this is the charger. So we got a little bit of length there. That's not too bad. It sticks straight out, though. That's a little weird. I don't know if any time I'm going to want that, because that's going to defeat all purpose of sitting it flat. I kind of figured it might be kind of flat sitting. That's kind of off-putting, but I guess it is what it is. Not going to be able to charge that by your bed, but that's all right. It'll work. You know, they've got some room to grow at least, so maybe the next Fitbits will be a little bit less proprietary, a little bit better. But watch itself is what we're really here for, not the charger. All right, manual. Never need those. All right, cool. Yeah, this is the where we're at. So let's put this guy on and see how it goes. Kind of stuck to it a little bit on the back. A little bit sticky. Same kind of latches as the Inspire, which they're the same generation, so I would expect that. Awesome. So whenever I put this one on, I'd always have it like that. So this would be this way. Okay. Oh, yeah, sure enough. And I imagine it's app time. Set up new device. Oh, right. In case you didn't know, you're going to need to get the Fitbit app and then set it up. I've set 100 of these up. So not 100. That's an exaggeration. I exaggerate a lot. But let's set these up here. So we are looking for the Versa 2 right at the top. Right at the top. I guess that would be a pretty solid way to find out if something new was coming or had come out, would be the list of attachable devices. So let's do connected. There's a Fitbit Inspire HR connected to your account already. Switch to Versa 2. Yes, please. I just noticed, even though this is a 40mm watch, this middle area, there's like a little square in there with the light that seems to be the only part that lights up. Yeah, so it's actually quite a bit smaller. That's probably like 1.3 or less inches of actual flash. But we'll see. Found it. Cool. All right. So that's good. Oh, okay. Taking a while. Okay. Got a check mark on over here. Supposedly it takes a bunch of apps, so we'll see how that goes. Protect your new device. Covers damage and accidents like drops, spills, cracks from day one and mechanical electronic breakdown after Fitbit manufacturer's warranty. Okay. Progress go trade. Nope, not really. Because if it breaks, we're taking it apart and seeing how it goes. Or if I just don't like the color, I might trade it in for a black one if I can find one. We'll see. But I like taking things apart, so I'll probably just take it apart. Let's see here. So your Versa 2 needs to download and install the latest update. Please do that. Thank you. Thank you. This part you can't see. My networks, which are 2.4, network not found, and 5.0. Well, so my networks are 2.4 gigahertz network not found, and 5 gigahertz network not found. It oddly throws people off, and I love it. It's fantastic. This is the best name I've ever had for my Wi-Fi. Looks like it only has 2.4 and not 5.0, and it's not finding the 5 gigahertz wireless signal. It also only has Bluetooth 4.0, so hopefully it'll get to 5.0 in the future. Type the password in. Check out the awesome things you can do with Versa 2. Amazon Alexa on your watch. Nah, not really for me. Activity tracking, absolutely cool with that. It's always on display, sure. Pay from your wrist, that's fine. I don't really use that structure anyway. I like the idea of the minimalist thing, not having to carry cards and stuff around, but I'm not too crazy about the idea of easy spending. So I try to not set a lot of that stuff up. I'm just doing an update. Pay from your wrist, heart rate. That's the one I really like. I like seeing that. I for a while I thought I had some high heart rates and whatnot, but ended up actually being anemic. So I had to check that out. And then the most important one, sleep tracking and sleep score. I don't really look too much at the sleep score thing or the sleep tracking, but it does function as an alarm clock. It does usually tell me about how many hours I get of sleep a day. And so it is quite nice whenever I do pay attention to it. It's just the other one didn't really wake me up very well, so I never really paid attention to it. But before that, I did. I do kind of like the way that it's loading, though. It's filling in green across the screen there. I don't know if you can see it, but that actually would be a good representation of the screen size, because the green up and down and is only going to go that far over as well. So it's definitely a pinkish beige, which probably isn't going to be terrible, but we'll have to see here in a little bit how that works out. I'd be curious as to how they come up with the colors for something like the special edition. Like, is this market research that leads to blue and rose gold? Well, it's like a copper, rose, pink. But it seems like a color that would isolate a lot of people. I understand that their demographic is probably mostly women. But women's favorite color isn't only pink. And you could definitely, I feel like, get more people to buy your special edition if it was some more neutral colors or brighter, vibrant colors. I feel like this is kind of a chance at having more color, but at the same time, not really going outside of the expected demographic, which obviously is business. But like get a purple, get a green. The Motorola Razr was super popular, not because of its shape and form factor, which was huge, was a huge factor in that, but it was also wildly popular because of the colors it came in. It just came in so many cool colors that everybody wanted to have it. You could express yourself through the color of your phone. And I feel like we've lost a lot of the electronics expression from the late 90s, early 2000s to the 2010s. We've lost a lot of that. Everything kind of comes in black and silver and grays and muted scales, which is great. That's, as a kid, every electronic I owned, I wanted to be solid black, because that was my favorite color. That's not a color. And my favorite color is blue. I was just trying to be cool. But no, I feel like we need to expand that. Take a little bit more risks with the colors of products these days. Not necessarily the things that sit on your entertainment shelf, but these wearable technologies. I mean, Google took some steps with the orange, but then you have white and black. It's just Come on, give me a cobalt blue. If you make a cobalt blue anything, I will absolutely buy it. 100%. Well, I mean, it's got to be useful for me, but for the most part, it's got to be like the stand that the GoPro's on is blue. Just waiting for the update. This kind of bugs me though. I don't like that. It's gonna drive me crazy because you have to pull it kind of tight. Yeah, no, that's not gonna be fun. So it looks like they've made it to where it's meant to just hang. It's got a little clip there. You can just plug it in and do that. But then why do you need a long cable? You're making some slight missteps here, Fitbit. I'm not gonna lie, but all around, probably the most useful watch for anybody who doesn't own Apple or Samsung phones. And still fantastically useful watch. It's just there's some missteps here and there that just need some improvement from the tech spec side of things. Like this reminds me more of a Tamagotchi screen than anything at the moment, so maybe make that a little bit larger, or the watch fit the screen better. Because I'd be okay with that size of a screen and watch, but it seems like the watch is larger than it needs to be at that point. Okay. Continue. Perfect. Voice and privacy. Got it. Nah, I don't really want to log into Amazon. Not now. Don't want to use Alexa. Yes, skip. It's the try it on. It's the moment your wrist has been waiting for. Wear the device snugly, but enough room for comfort. Let it sit a finger's width above your wrist bone, which I believe is this guy. During a workout, secure the band so it lays flat. Lay 2 fingers above the wrist bone, which I don't ever do. I don't feel that that's necessary. Basically, what they're saying is it should kind of sit here and then like here. No, don't wear it there, but kind of there was fine. I've never had any problems with it finding my heartbeat. Okay, 4, still 4 up. That's cool. Feels not too bad. Definitely harder to get on with this strap than the other one, so hopefully you don't have to take it off. I mean, it's not bad, but definitely pink. Go a couple tighter there. Yeah, 5 this time. All right. I can't. It's not terrible. I don't know if I'm going to end up keeping this very long just because it definitely sticks out. That's not going to be the easiest thing to sleep on. I don't really like the way that band looks or feels. Looks like it's kind of squeezing my arm a little. Hold on. Let's take this back a notch. A couple notches, actually. Let's go back to 4. Yeah, that just seems kind of odd. I don't like that strap. The strap looks nice. It just looks weird on your hand. Just kind of makes it pop up because it's tense. But we'll end up trying it out and seeing how it goes. Actually, no, let's put one of the other bands on, see how it goes. See if it looks any better. Okay. Basically, just take this, push it down, forward, and it basically pulls that out of there. Just a small one. Yep, that was a small one. And so we'll pop that. over. Okay. That one's on. Definitely pink. Definitely pinker than I would prefer. Nothing wrong with pink. It's just shiny. Oh, that already is starting to feel a little better. Yeah. Okay. That feels a little better. Looks a little better. Definitely stark. It takes up a lot of real estate compared to my other one. So loose. That's way better. These wrist straps, not as comfortable as they feel until they're on. I can barely feel that this thing's on me. So maybe forego the special edition unless you just got to have the pink and the blue band, which I think they make a pink watch anyway. And then you can get bands that are blue, but probably not with this. So the clasp probably matters. That's not too bad. I actually don't mind that. But this is solid of a feel. I would say if I were going to make a recommendation, I would recommend not buying the special edition. This does not feel right. It is stiff. Maybe you have to break it in or something. But these bands, I can barely tell that thing's on my arm. And I've got it pretty tight right now. It's 5 notches, whereas I normally keep that one at 4. But it looks a little bit more flush to me. It's definitely thicker than I'm used to. I can tell it has more pressure because I've got it tighter, but I can't really feel, oddly enough, considering it's my hand, and I should be able to feel it. But if I loosen it to 4 rather than 5, it's sorry, I got worried the camera shut off there for a second. Yeah, I can now. I definitely can't tell. There's no pressure. There's no nothing. I might keep it like that and try it out. High chance I probably switch to the black one if I can sleep in this one. I'm gonna check it out, see if I can get it to work for me, get it to be comfortable, with sleeping and whatnot. See how that goes. It actually kind of matches my shirt a little bit. My never forget Molly Mock shirt here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna continue setting this up. I'm sure there's tons of stuff you can learn by setting it up. So press and hold, shortcuts. I don't really want music control, stopwatch, relax timer. Ooh, relax would be kind of cool. I probably didn't do that. But music controls would be nice. Let's take that. Swipe down to display all other features you can get and change. Okay. Nice. This power move to access your shortcuts. Notification center, cool. I'm hoping I can set this up in the actual Fitbit app. That'd be great. Wear and care. Wear and care tips. Okay. It says clean your band and wrist regularly with soap-free cleaner. That's smart. You don't want soap getting into your electronics. If this device gets wet, remove and dry completely after your activities. You can throw a little bit of rice in a container, put it in there with a lid on it, and it will suck all the moisture out too. That would help. Just make sure, because these little speaker holes, they get water in them. They're waterproof because they're meant to not be able to rust, but theoretically, water can get through anything. That's what water does. So always be careful. Preferably not shower in them because that's a lot of water pressure, but do what you gotta. Take your device off from time to time is what it says there. So do that. It says we're all done with the setup. Link your Fitbit with the credit. I kind of like it actually. That color's not terrible. I like the band. The navy band is nice. A little bit more skin tone. It's at least gonna get people to stop and say, "Excuse me." And so, it's not bad. We'll see how it goes. Let's see here. Fitbit Premium. It's going to go through all the stuff that Fitbit Premium includes. I kind of want to read it just in case, but I don't need it. So it says 3-month trial. I'm going to read it, see how it goes. Yeah, let's see. Nah, we'll do the trial. We'll see what's up. Mostly because it's got the sleep study stuff. We'll see how that goes. Maybe do some other meditation stuff. I don't know. I've been thinking about getting into that and see how that goes. All right. Versa 2. And then now I'm in here where I can set everything up and go from there, which is going to be nice. So that'll be great. So I'm probably going to set it up from here, check everything out, go to town and see what we get. Just because I don't really care about this part, I might end up trading this out for a black one whenever I can get it. Because they're like $30 cheaper anyway. Because I think this one's $229, the other one's $199, so it might save a little bit of money and go backwards. Even though I do kind of like that color combination. That actually is pretty solid. That is pretty much it. There was something else I was going to say. What was the other thing I was going to say? I was thinking about the heart rate sensor. It doesn't have an EKG in it, which which probably already knew. The Samsung and the Apple have the EKGs, which electrocardiograph. It helps determine heart rate rhythms, electrical pulses, and stuff like that to better identify any issues rather than just scanning for pulse. But the other thing is it doesn't have a built-in GPS, so if you did want to do like track my run or something, you do need to take your phone with you to do so. Otherwise, pretty solid watch. But anyway, yep, I'm gonna set it up and kind of go from there. I had a lot of fun unboxing it. We'll see if I end up keeping it. See how it goes. It's not terrible, but we'll check it out. Otherwise, I will wrap this up. Catch you guys next time. Drop a like if you thought the video was interesting. Subscribe to see me do more. Leave a comment. Tell me what you'd like to see me either unbox or do next. I'm trying to make some variety on the channel, but also do want to have a lot heavier tech focused. So if there's something you want to see, let me know. Otherwise, thank you for watching and have an above average day.